Anyway, I'm going to do a follow-up on this one. This is the Roku. It's Roku. That is what it's called. And they're well known. It's a quality machine. I mean, it cuts to within millions. They're generally used for electrode work, but it's still a FANUC controller. I mean, it's just a common controller. But the machine itself, with the vacuum system and everything, I mean, you're talking, I mean, this is a cat's ass of machines. $250,000. $250,000 for this machine. There's a standard Bridgeport. And like I say, this is called a Sharp, but it's still a Bridgeport. They're still all called Bridgeports. And this is how you start out as a machinist. You're going to start on this machine. And there, hey, he's got my cutter in there. I sold him this. I sold him that cutter. And this is a Haas. You know, they're a low-end machine, but people buy them because they're, you know, they're American made, and you know, they're okay. They're an okay machine, but they're not for, you know, super precision work. They really are not. Anyway, the Mercury, he just got it last year, and he wants to sell it because he says the suspension is too stiff. See, the problem when you get these low riders, see, this is a low rider. See how low it sits to the ground? I mean, you're talking 3 inches above the pavement. Well, the only way you can accomplish that is with a really stiff suspension, and he doesn't like that. This is his baby, no doubt about it. This is his baby, this one here. So I mean, he bought that, and they test drove it. He flew down to Louisiana, and he bought it, and now he regrets it. Okay, this is wire EDM. EDM means electrical discharge machining. Anyway, there you've got your wire. It's 8 thousandths diameter, and it works just like a bandsaw. The wire feeds along there, it goes down through, and this fills up with solvent, and the wire cuts its way through the block to produce the various shapes needed for the tooling. This also is probably $200,000 machine. I don't do wire EDM. I only did it in my apprenticeship. I have no interest in it. Okay, this is a CNC, computer numerically controlled. Okay, this obviously is not a CNC because you crank the handles. This is called a Bridgeport. No matter what brand they are, they're still called Bridgeports. This is a Haas CNC. This is a Roku. This machine here cuts electrodes and whatever you want to mill in it. It's a $250,000 machine. That one's like 150,000, somewhere in that range. This one right at $250,000. There's a surface plate, surface grinders. Wire EDM. Wire EDM works, what it is, it's an electrical bandsaw. That's what it does. A little wire cuts its way through the metal by sparking its way through it. It takes hours. A couple cars. Anyway, I'm in the shop behind the house, and this is a mold base. That's called a mold base. That's what the components go into for making plastic parts. Here's a couple of big inserts. As a matter of fact, they go in those pockets. Okay, this is the B side. B side has ejector pins. That stays stuck on there when the mold opens, and then it gets ejected off. This is the A side. This is the side that the plastic shoots in on. When the mold opens, the part must stick on this side, not that side, or you have a disaster. These are called pecker pins for obvious reasons. They work the slides. So when the mold opens and closes, they make the slides go this way and that way. Anyway, that's it for this one. Okay, these are a couple EDMs. When I did my earlier video, I think I walked by and I think I said wire EDM. No, the wire EDM is over there. These are called sinkers, meaning that the electrode, you make the electrode out of carbon and it zaps down over a period of hours. So it's called sinking. These are called sinker EDM machines. This one here, as a matter of fact, you see that rod? This is generally used for, tell you the truth, they're for burning out broken taps. When you break a tap, there's no way to get it out. You either have to carbide it out, which I'm big, I just carbide them out, but you can burn them out. And so this long rod, that copper rod, just goes, this fills up with solvent, and it burns straight down and just burns the goddamn tap out of there. Just literally electrically shocks it out. It's really an amazing thing. I'm sorry I can't show it to you with it working. This is a surface grinder. Obviously it's not CNC because you see all the controls. You just crank it by hand. You know, you crank it by hand. This is very highly skilled. Surface grinding is a whole field unto itself. You see they put some felt pin on the wheel so that if they re-put it back on the hub, then they can put it on the same place. That's the only reason for that to be on there. Possibly to see if the wheel's spinning. I don't know why they did that, you know. It's another surface grinder. You know, you got various controls to help it step down and do this, that, the other thing. But this one here, everything, you have to control by hand. It's tricky business. Takes years to learn. That's it. I think that's pretty much it. The surface grinding here, that's tricky. There's no doubt about it. That's really one of my specialties. That's one of the things that I'm most skilled at is surface grinding. Can't think of anything else. Okay, that's it.